I would now like to yield to Ranking Member Ruiz for a closing statement.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before we close out today's hearing, I just want to reiterate a few things again for the record and for the viewers. First, let me just say again that for those without contraindications, COVID-19 vaccines are safe. They're effective in reducing the risk of getting the virus or giving the virus to someone else, and it has reduced the risk of hospitalizations as well as death. And that is because of life-saving vaccines that we were able to save 3.2 million American lives, prevent 18.5 million people hospitalizations, save the country over $1 trillion in medical costs, reunite loved ones, reopen schools and businesses, and protect members of our nation's military. Second, I want to reiterate that vaccine requirements were temporarily put in place during the COVID-19 pandemic emergency declaration to combat a public health emergency when a dangerous, deadly virus was rapidly spreading and killing thousands of people a day. Despite my colleagues' claims, these policies weren't just made up by a bunch of politicians or arbitrary without science or history. No, they were well-reasoned policies that were crafted using the science of how vaccines work and have been known to work for over 100 years. When we look back on our nation's experiences battling highly transmissible, deadly diseases like smallpox, polio, measles, and mumps, we relied on high vaccination rates to protect people from severe illnesses and death. So when COVID-19 rolled around, a deadly, novel, highly transmissible airborne virus, we once again looked to a solution that we knew would offer the strongest protection at the lowest possible risk of severe illness, long COVID, death, transmission, which is vaccines. And finally, I want to reiterate that there is a strong legal foundation for vaccine requirements. Again, despite my colleagues' claims to the contrary, we know that these kinds of common sense requirements have been viewed as consistent with the First Amendment for over 100 years. Legal precedent tells us that neutral and general applicable laws do not violate the free exercise of religion under the First Amendment. And we know that COVID-19 policies, including vaccine requirements, have met this standard time and time again. So it is my hope that we can move forward in this select subcommittee to focus on solutions that will save people's lives in the next pandemic, solutions that ensuring people have access to the accurate data they need to make informed decisions about their health, and continuing to manufacture distrust in the public health will do nothing to repair the damage that has already been done by the misinformation being spread online, the platforms that have been given to those with dangerous views, or the conspiratorial accusations without proof that have been lobbed at our nation's public health officials. No, the way that we can move forward is by identifying common sense solutions that will save lives and reduce harm when the next pandemic arrives on our doorsteps. And so I just want to say, too, that my absence was due to votes and other unforeseen circumstances. I appreciate all of you for being here. And I also want to say I urge my colleagues to join me in working toward these forward-looking solutions, and I yield back.